For any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check out g2a.com, and if you need any Ultimate Team coins, then head over to FIFA. The code CHES will get you a discount on both sites, and all links are down below. Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again, and welcome to episode number 6 of the Liverpool career mode here on FIFA 15. We start with having a quick look at some of the latest transfers. As you can see, our target Jose Callejon has gone. He's moved to someone else, and Edinson Cavani has just gone to Manchester City for £34.5 million, and he will be starting against us in the first game of the episode away at the Etihad. So we didn't necessarily have the best of starts in the Premier League in the last episode result-wise, but the performances were very good. But as you can see, coming up against the new signings of Cavani and Sami Khedira there in the holding role alongside Fernandinho, they've pushed Yaya Toure a little bit further forward into that cam role, which is probably where he's better, in my opinion, because he is an extremely good offensive player, and he does get a little bit lax positionally when it comes to the defensive side of things. So I was hoping that he wasn't actually going to cause me that many problems, but I was definitely going to have to be on alert, and I put Emre Can there in the CDM role, as well as Stevie D in place of Jordan Henderson, just because Can is a bigger physical presence, and I felt I needed that to play against the likes of Yaya Toure. But regardless of anything I've just said, let's marvel in that goal from Steven Gerrard. At least 30 to 35 yards out on his weak foot on his left hand side, Willy Caballero stood absolutely no chance. I didn't really give that goal as much credit or as much of a reaction as it potentially deserved, because that was a stunner. The best goal we've scored by far in this Liverpool series to date. Maybe even one of the best goals we've scored on FIFA 15 all told. We're trying to open the gap even more if we possibly can. Just before half time here, Coutinho drawing a good save out of the bald Argentinian there. Unfortunately though, we stay at 1-0 as we headed into the second half. But you can see again, it's a very heavy Liverpool chance-filled game, which is exactly the same way that the previous two games went on Friday, and we finally start to have the success in front of goal that our play deserves. Adam Lallana scores a great goal. That's two fantastic goals in this one. The first one, a wonderful one-off shot. The second one, a great solo run. Fernandinho missing the tackle, and beautiful placement from Adam Lallana. He's been my most exciting player so far in this career mode to this point. Really enjoying with him, playing with him. And actually, Coutinho definitely has his place under threat. Lucas, though, his place in the club is under threat, let alone his place in the starting 11. He wasn't in the 11. I brought him on for Stevie G because he was knackered. But we mentioned the Coutinho and Lallana battle, and Coutinho was involved here playing through Emre Can. Bit lucky with the way it drops to Markovic, and then extremely unlucky with the way that he isn't quite able to find the back of the net. I was playing Lallana out wide, although he has been more effective for me through the middle, despite the fact that he scored that good goal a little bit earlier on. And City were encamped on the edge of my box for the last 10 to 15 minutes or so, as you might well understand, considering they're 2-0 down at home against Liverpool. But a world-class finish from Yaya Toure brings them back into it in the 81st minute. Just could not find a way to get the ball off them when they were in those sort of positions. They just played it about perfectly. Couldn't keep up with the way that the ball was played about. Similar situation here. Try and get the ball in, or try and get the tackle in on Jovetic. Unfortunately, I missed the ball. He dances around one man, brushes past the second, and then you can't quite see it from this angle, but you will have seen it from real time. Simon Mignolet's positioning is horrendous here. Clearly, look at all the space between him and the near post. Just criminal goalkeeping. Absolutely criminal. I could not believe that they'd managed to bring it back to 2-2 after we were in such a commanding position. Ballo there with a chance to score and win us the game against his former club, although unfortunately it was straight at Caballero despite beating the defenders in the air really well. And I was livid, absolutely livid at Simon Mignolet for that second Jovetic goal. Yes, admittedly, I should have won the initial tackle on the edge of the box and perhaps not thrown myself into the challenge, but still, with all of that space at his near post, the second goal is most definitely Simon Mignolet's fault, and I was so tempted after that game to just throw him straight on the transfer market and just give Perran the first team spot and try and bring in someone else. But I haven't, as of yet, decided to move him on, and we'll see what happens throughout the rest of this episode with regards other players coming into the club. We've offered Hesse a contract there. He initially said he didn't want to relocate and was being a little bit greedy, trying to get a little bit extra money out of me. So I offered him 80 grand a week rather than the 60 that he initially asked for. He accepted that, as did Douglas Costa for the 70 grand a week that he wanted. I actually asked on Twitter what player you guys would like me to sign, and the result from that was actually almost 50-50. But I decided, because Hesse had been a little bit greedy in trying to squeeze more money out of me, I was kind of a little bit off-put by that, and I went for Douglas Costa over Hesse in the end, although I did stall on the Hesse deal just in case something else comes up and we can bring both of them in. Of course, we are still trying to move on Glenn Johnson and Lucas Leiva, so there is definitely some money to be freed up there. Our transfer budget, as you can see on the right hand side, is now completely depleted, which means we can't bring in Jean-Paul Bosius, and obviously I would prefer Hesse over Bosius, or Boasius. I'm not really too sure how to pronounce it. I've been corrected a couple of times in a couple of different ways in the comment section over the past couple of episodes. So we're coming into the second game of the episode at home, this time against Aston Villa. Sturridge back up top rather than being out wide on the right hand side, which was something I tried as a little bit of an experiment for the City game, just to give Balotelli a run out as well and try both of them on the pitch at the same time. Didn't necessarily work out, but we did get goals from that performance, and of course there were goals from our midfield, not the strike force. Sturridge yet to score a goal for me so far this season. Really disappointed with how he's playing at present, and I'm not really getting on with him, to be completely honest. I was really looking forward to using Daniel Sturridge in this series, and so far he's definitely been a letdown. But anyway, we'll come into this Aston Villa game hoping to dominate this one the same way we've dominated all three of our Barclays Premier League games so far in this series. Jordan Henderson draws a great save down low out of Brad Guzan, and unfortunately we aren't quite able to take a 1-0 lead inside the opening 15 minutes. But this one was going to go exactly the same way as the City game, as the Tottenham game, and as the Southampton game, as the opening game of the episode. It was just going to be me attacking the opposition goal. Coutinho gets us off the mark with a great free kick. I thought about giving it to Steven Gerrard in that situation, and then thought to myself, well, it's a little bit close to goal. I wasn't sure whether I'd get it up and down over the wall with Gerrard, so I gave it to Coutinho, who has a little bit higher curve, and it paid off. He scores the goal. We're 1-0 up and we're into the second half now. Jordan Henderson trying to find his range the way he did in the first half, although this time a little bit too much elevation on the shot and it flies over the top of the bar. Villa were going to grow into the game. They made a change there, as you can see. Orellana coming on for Kieran Richardson. He's involved in this move here, dances around the first man, gets it into Benteke, gets it back from Delph, and then eventually it's the former Leeds United player that draws a good save at Simon Mignolet, this time actually covering his angles pretty well and making sure that they don't score a goal. But Sturridge couldn't really find the angle for that shot there. Perhaps it was the slide in on him from the defender that put him off, and I made a couple of changes after that move was made. A couple of changes in the midfield, bringing on Lallana for Coutinho. Of course I prefer Coutinho in the initial cam role, although I was hoping Lallana could have the same sort of impact as he did in the previous game. But Lassana Bangura was pushing down the right hand side here. I tried to cover off the pullback, and then my two defenders that were further inside the box ran into each other. Sacco hit the floor, and again Simon Mignolet is beaten at his near post for the opposition to draw level. Clearly Bangura was delighted with that equalising goal, but again, you see me pull off there with I think it was Jordan Henderson, I'm not entirely too sure, just to cover off the pullback, and then the two defenders in the middle ran into each other. One fell over, the other one couldn't get there. Mignolet beaten at his near post for a second game in a row, again fuming with him, and again opposition goalkeepers making incredible saves. We had the same problem with Hugo Lloris in the episode last Friday against Tottenham, where we just could not find a way past him. We were able to get past Brad Guzan with the free kick, but so far in this one we haven't been able to find a second, only thanks to a couple of spectacular saves from the American. A beautiful back heel through the legs of the defender there, and another extended save from Brad Guzan means that we end the game at 1-1. So 2 draws from 2 winning positions, thanks no less to opposition goalkeepers again. Oh, I'm so annoyed right now with the amount of chances we're having and the amount of amazing saves that goalkeepers are pulling off. It's really infuriating and so frustrating, but perhaps that is just the way that things are going in the opening few games, and we will start to find our shooting boots. Well, it's not that we haven't found our shooting boots, we just can't find a way past the goalkeepers, but perhaps we'll get a little bit more luck in front of goal in future episodes. We're on transfer deadline day now, and Simon Mignolet is... Oh, I'm so tempted to let him go, but I haven't as of yet done anything about that. We're getting offering for Lucas Leiva, who definitely is a player I'm looking to move out of the club to perhaps bring in the funds, or open up the funds to bring in Hesse to the club. Initially, though, they offer Borussia Dortmund less than what he's worth, and I want to at least make 6 million on him, if not a little bit more. So I counter-offered 7.5. They were going to accept that, and he went as well. And as you can see, with the large chunk of wages that Lucas Leiva was being paid, we were able to alter the budget, free up the funds to go and get Hesse Rodriguez. Unfortunately, the previous offer had expired, so I had to go in and approach to buy him again, although we knew from the first offer that £8 million was going to be enough for Real Madrid to accept that. And again, similarly from the first time around, we knew that we were going to have to offer him a little bit more when it came to the wages, because he's a greedy son of a bitch, is Hesse. We're going to give him 80k a week. Squad rotation player though, so at least he's not going to be, knocking on my door consistently saying, I want to play, because I haven't given him the squad role of at least important first team player. So we have a fantastic squad rotation player there. But you can see the biggest deals from transfer deadline day here. Aguero from City to Bayern Munich for £54.5 million. And City, not only did they buy Cavani and that actually played him against us, they've now gone out and spent £40 million on carrying Benzema as well, to go hand in hand with the signing of Sami Khedira. Chelsea have spent £34 million on Gonzalo Higuain as well. And of course, feel free to pause the video at any point to see, as I'm scrolling through all of the clubs, any particular team's transfer business. City spending £92 million and actually recouping 74.5. Dzeko gone to Arsenal. There's a fucking shock. Every single career mode Dzeko goes to Arsenal. It's infuriating. EA don't code genuine real life transfers into the game. It's the same transfers every single save that you do, which is really, really frustrating, which is another reason why I'm definitely going to do the next career mode series after this one outside of England, so that we're not frustrated by those sort of transfers going through with all of the English teams, because it does seem to be very BPL heavily orientated when it comes to scripted transfers. But as you can see, again, feel free to pause the video with any point in the next couple of minutes so you can see anyone's stats in a little bit more detail. We're having a look at a squad report because, of course, it is Monday and we do squad reports every Monday. So, of course, later on tonight with the career mode Road to Glory with Cambridge, there will be a squad report in that episode as well. Fortunately, so far, Gerrard isn't really starting to drop many stats, despite being 34 years of age, and some of the players that we've brought in, most notably Douglas Costa, are actually starting to grow already, and they've only been at the club about a week. Douglas Costa, he came in the last episode, and he came in this episode, and he's already started to grow. Daniel Sturridge, really frustrating so far. A lot of players apparently in poor form, which is weird because I've been playing really well and we're creating lots of chances. Hesse's already gone up one and he's only been in the club a matter of 4 hours, so we're delighted with the prospect of him growing loads now that we've brought him into the club. So hopefully he can actually prove to be a very, very good signing for us. Adam Lallana has been probably my favourite player so far from the Liverpool career mode, has to be said, although he's not really growing at all so far. A few youngsters in there as well that are starting to grow. Of course, Manquillo's on loan. Antonio Rudiger hasn't had the chance to impress so far, but probably will do in the next episode or two. John Flanagan, again, another player that will find himself involved in some rotation football and cup football over the next few episodes. But for now, unfortunately, Ricky Lambert isn't playing at all, and some of our loan players are growing, some of them aren't. A lot of them will actually come back from loan and be sold immediately in the second season, most notably players like Iago Aspas, Sebastian Coates and Luis Alberto. Not sure what to do with Asaidi, to be completely honest. It might be nice to have a second 5-star skiller in there along with Douglas Costa. Divock Origi is definitely going to be used though when he comes back to the club in the summer. Still undecided what to do with Simon Mignolet. I'm going to give him till at least January. We'll see how he gets on. Hopefully his form will improve and we'll be able to keep him, but we'll have to wait and see. That is definitely one hanging in the balance for the rest of this season. But currently we sit 14th in the league. No wins yet, but only the one defeat. Unfortunately, 3 draws, 2 of which have come from winning positions. So really disappointed not to have gotten 6 points out of today's episode, but we can't fault anyone other than Simon Mignolet when it comes to the defensive side of things, and we can't fault our strikers and attacking players because they're playing out of their skin. But so are the opposition goalkeepers, and that's the sole reason why we haven't won any games so far. Really frustrating, but hopefully things are going to look up for us in the next couple of episodes. That is going to bring today's to a close, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to leave the video a like if you enjoyed. That would be absolutely superb. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. By the time you see this, we may be at 39,000 subscribers. If we have passed that milestone, thank you very much for showing your support to the channel. If we haven't and you're new, subscribe and help me get there. We are targeting 40k by the new year. We'll have to wait and see if that happens, but hopefully you guys are enjoying your Christmas holidays, whether that be a break from school or a break from work. I know a lot of people unfortunately do have to work all the way up until Christmas Eve, so like myself, so I don't envy you that at all when you work or when you have a job that is slightly more strenuous than YouTube. But we don't necessarily have hard work with YouTube. We just work hard. We do put a lot of effort, and it is very time consuming to put out 2 videos a day, let me tell you, especially when you're moving house at the minute. But anyway, less of that, more of, well, just an ending. We're at 15 minutes now. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'm going to go and commentate plenty more videos so that you guys have got so much more to watch throughout the week whilst I'm moving house and without internet, etc. If you missed the vlog yesterday that went up on the channel, definitely check that out. It has all of the details, etc. about the move and the scenario of the channel over the next few days. I'm hoping that uploads will be unaffected, but time will of course tell. But I will definitely try my best to get 2 videos out a day every single day, as we have done for the past 8 months. So rest assured, if you check the channel page, there will always be a fresh new video for you. If you don't know what and when I upload, there is a schedule in the description down below. But that will bring today's episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Check the description for my Twitter link and my schedule, and I will see you later on tonight for the Career Mode Road to Glory.